Hey guys, Alex Upshur here over at BMW in Ann Arbor. Today I want to show you something a little bit special. As you can see, the snow is falling. So winter's on its way, the roads are going to start to get slippery, and you're going to want a car that can really do its best with the all-wheel drive system. So you can see this X5 behind me. This is an X550. Now one of the things this all-wheel drive is capable of, and this is going to be the same across the line for BMW. Now with a BMW, you have the same weight on both sides. So you've got half of the weight is on the rear axle, half of the weight is on the front axle. That makes a really big difference in how the all-wheel drive performs. So on a BMW, and this is gonna be the same across any all-wheel drive BMW in the lineup, it can transfer 100% of the available engine torque to the front or the rear axle within 250 milliseconds. That is actually quite a huge statement, guys. That's not something that's simple to do. A lot of manufacturers have trouble with that. Some of them can only put 60, maybe 80% to one of the given axles. The next thing that comes down to is how quickly that can be achieved. So within 250 milliseconds is very, very quick. You need that response to be very quick. You know, if you're going around country roads or whatever, your car's covering ground quickly. And if it's taking too long for that torque to transfer, that is going to have an effect on your safety. Hey guys, if you're enjoying the video so far, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. And also hit the little bell button so you get notifications when I post new videos. Thank you. So let's take a look inside the car. I'm going to show you some of the things that the car actually uses to determine where to send that torque. So this is pretty interesting, guys. So the car has intelligent all-wheel drive. So having intelligent all-wheel drive means the car's collecting data as you're driving and making changes in real time. So this is a pretty interesting feature. Now you can actually get some insight into how that actually works by looking at the dash here. So you can see I pulled in, I have my rear view camera on there. I'm gonna go ahead and press one of these buttons here. So these buttons can be pre-programmed, this 1 through 8, to do pretty much anything you want. So what you can see is as I run my finger over these buttons, it's gonna show you on the screen. Let's just go back into driver 1 here. It'll show you on the screen what button my finger is basically hovering over. So I'm going to go to number 1, that's xDrive status. So this is showing the position of the car in real world. So it's showing you the angle and everything like that. And it'll actually change as you're driving. So you can see I've got my wheel turned. The car is aware of that. As I pull off here, and you're going to see these numbers move around a little bit. So up ahead, we have a little bit of a hill right where that guy's walking. So I'm going to go up there, and when we get on that ramp, you'll actually see these numbers will jump around a little bit. All right, so we're on a slight incline here, and the numbers have changed. So what it's doing is it's trying to determine which wheel has the most weight on it, and it's going to determine where to send that torque ahead of time. So what it's trying to do is remove the option of wheel slippage before it even occurs. This also functions as you're going through corners. If you have any understeer or oversteer, let me put my seatbelt on just to shut that gong off. So as you're driving, if you go into a corner a little too hard under acceleration, you might have what's called understeer, which means the front of the car is kind of pushing. And this is where a lot of people will drive off into the ditch, you know, despite them trying to accelerate out of the corner or whatever. What a BMW is going to do is actually going to take that torque off of the front wheels and send it to the rear. It's going to do that so fast you won't even know that it's happening, but what you're going to feel is that the car is going to respond and go around the corner the way you want it to. Likewise, if you're going through that corner and you're accelerating and the back end starts to come out, it can then make the opposite change where it takes that torque off the rear end, allowing it to regain traction and put that power up towards the front wheels. If all else fails, it can just reduce the amount of acceleration altogether. But a lot of times it doesn't have to. So that's what's really cool about it. It's going to figure all that out so fast that a lot of times you might not even notice there was a problem and the car's already corrected for it. So I just wanted to give you a quick overview. What really makes these cars special in that regard. It's not like anything else you've probably ever driven in the snow. You know, you've got 4-wheel drive, you know, a lot of trucks and stuff like that. That is not moving the torque around. That's basically, if you've got like an automatic 4-wheel drive, that's either turning on or off that all-wheel drive or the 4-wheel drive. But it's kind of putting the power to the path of least resistance. So if you've got one wheel on ice, it's actually going to put all the power there, and that wheel's just going to spin freely, which is exactly opposite of what this system does. This system, what it can do is if you have 3 wheels on ice and you have 1 wheel that has traction, it can actually put all available torque down to that one individual wheel. So what it does is it'll use the center transfer case. Let's say you've got traction on your front left wheel. It'll engage that clutch so that it sends that torque towards the front of the car. Then after that, it can apply the brake on the right wheel, pushing that power over to the left, which will actually move you along really, really quickly, especially if you're like an incline or something like that. So guys, this is just a quick video, just a quick overview, just so you can have an understanding of how all-wheel drive systems work and how some of them can be different from others, because it's not just the same across the manufacturers. There are definite differences. So just wanted to point those out. Have a safe drive this winter, guys. Hopefully, you know, if you're not in a BMW now, you will get into one eventually. They are amazing cars. I completely stand behind them 100%, and they make me more excited every year. They're coming out with new stuff all the time. So more videos to come, guys. Thanks. Bye.